All right, you guys. So part 2 of the cycle of crazy versus the cycle of calm. So before I said that you needed to pinpoint what is making you feel like you are losing your mind, right? So recap from last week, we talked about the mind, body, and soul being connected, and how because they're all connected, if you feel like you're losing your mind, then emotionally you're all messed up, and then physically you also want to shut down. So in part 2, we're going to talk about pinpointing the feeling, okay? So hopefully if you grab your pen and paper, take some notes, mentally pinpoint the feeling. Is it heartbreak? Is it fear due to financial problems, fear of abandonment, due to conflict with your significant other, fear of insufficient parent because your kids are acting up and they make you feel like you're crazy? What is it that is causing you to make you feel like you're losing your mind? That's the feeling. Once your mind has allowed you to think about what's causing you to feel this way, now we can start to work on how to not feel like you're losing your mind and to get back to the cycle of calm, right? So the question is, how do you equip yourself with the necessary tool to begin to work through the cycle of crazy? What is the necessary tool? The mind shift. It is not simple, and yet it's very simple as far as what needs to happen, meaning the mind shift. But getting there is very difficult. And I do not want people to think that I don't understand that. When you are on the ledge, when you feel like you're just about to tip over the edge, it's really difficult to go back and say, okay, why do I feel like I'm losing my mind? What's causing the feeling? But what my hope is for everyone who is listening and is sharing this to be able to, when you get into a situation, I want to equip you how to handle it in the future as opposed to in the moment. Because in the moment, it's very difficult. And hopefully you've surrounded yourself with enough people that can help you in this process. But this is really for having a thought about prior to going into a situation. So, cycle of crazy. You must have a mind shift. You must know what is causing the feeling. Okay? Now, we established what's causing the feeling. So now you have to ask yourself, that's the why. After you ask yourself the why, you have to say, am I creating my own chaos? Now, once you've established the why, say, for example, it's fear of abandonment, and you and your significant other are not getting along. So you feel like you're losing your mind, but now you say, oh, I'm afraid of being abandoned. This relationship is not going the way I want it to go. Well, now you have to ask yourself, what are you doing to help keep the chaos going in your life? What are you doing? Because if you're creating the chaos, right, is it not going to make you feel like you're going crazy? Yes, I know that's not a word, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? So a lot of times when we get stuck in a situation and we feel like we're losing our mind and we haven't identified what's creating that feeling, we create more chaos. One way we do it, we take on more. We take on way more responsibility. We overwhelm ourselves with so many other things. We start volunteering for a bunch of things. We want to help everybody. And the thing is that we'd rather stay distracted so that we don't feel like we're going crazy, so then we stay busy. The problem is when you aren't busy anymore, now you're starting to feel like you're going crazy again, and you're kind of creating this cycle of chaos. The other thing is when you're on overload, how do you back away? One of the things that I've learned is that I tend to be a people pleaser. I was a people pleaser. And so as I'm going through things and I think I'm losing my mind, I'm bringing in more. I'm taking in more. I'm helping to create the chaos. So because I'm creating the chaos and I'm bringing in more and I'm doing more, I was like, wait a second. I need to figure out how to better manage what I'm doing. If I feel like crap, why am I out here doing way more than I can emotionally handle? Another thing is we need to declutter. We have to declutter our lives. We will keep a whole bunch of stuff going, just not to deal with the actual reason. So once you think about what is causing the feeling, right? That's the why. Then you have to decide, are you creating more chaos? Are you the one who's making it worse? And then we have to move to a stage of being able to declutter, meaning you have to now start actually dealing with the feelings. We don't want to deal with the feelings, right? Because they make us feel like we're going crazy. But if we pinpoint why we feel that way, then we can start to take away things that are not necessary. Okay? So let me go over that again. We determine why we feel like we're going crazy. That's the why, right? That's the mind shift. Then we have to determine, how are we contributing to the chaos or contributing to what's making us feel overwhelmed? Once we determine that, we now move to the stage of decluttering, and now we can decide what needs to stay and what needs to go, right? Because once we do the why, which is the mind shift, then we have to determine the chaos. Then we can now move to the decluttering, and that is how we start getting back to the cycle of calm. It's been great, you guys. You guys have any questions, feel free to inbox me. You can also email me at truthhealingevolution@gmail.com, or you can put your comments right here on this live feed, and I will respond. It is my goal, it is my mission for people to understand that they are not alone. You are not alone. Everybody feels like they're losing their mind sometimes. Everybody is on the edge. You just have to understand how to help yourself. Blessings, you guys. Good night.